Hey, what's up, you guys? My name is Caesar the Pleaser. Whatever, I'm not going to question it. Let's continue on. The library, while not humming with activity, is noticeably more busy than usual. Exams are not far away, and that's reflected in the number of students burrowing their notes and textbooks at the table around us. I've been studying quite a lot in the past few days, just like them, in hope of doing well in the exams. This also means that Hanako and I have been playing games less, so she's begun studying as well just to fill in the time. Nevertheless, I found myself forsaken by her in this particular day. The text in front of me has remained on the same page for some time. After so much reading on subjects I couldn't care less about if not for the exams, but mine is beginning to wander. I found my eyes flicking over to where Hanako would usually be. Just like on the days that she wasn't in class. Her usual beanbag in the corner of the room is conspicuously unoccupied. It was here that we first really met. I tried to start a conversation with her, she got skittish, and eventually bolted from the room altogether. Ah, good times. I probably shouldn't smile about it, but it was kind of amusing, in hindsight. Nowadays, it's more and more difficult to imagine her doing such a thing. Even with Lily gone. Still? The fuck? Well, it's probably only been like a week. Alright. She's been doing well now that she's come out of her room. I want to talk to her, or at least play another game of chess. I'm tired of studying, and it's been a few days since we've really done anything together. The question of where to find Hanako isn't particularly a difficult one. If she's not in the library, chances are that she's either in the tea room or someplace, or for some peace and quiet, or in her dormitory room. Deciding to check in that order, I pack my books and make my way to the library. Or out of the library. I try to give a loud groan as I walk down the hallway. Studying may be frustrating at times, but with the progress I feel I've made, there is also some sense of pride in getting it done. It's a good feeling. Oh, he's into a seer. Oh. Alright, this is new and exciting to be able to see. Okay, this is nice. There isn't a sound to be heard from the inside as I stand in front of the door to Hanako's room. I guess that isn't very indicative of whether she's inside or not, given how quiet she usually is. Still, she wasn't in the tea room. I tried knocking lightly to make my presence known, but I was surprised when I found the door unlocked and yielding at my touch. Why did you just walk in? She didn't even say come in. With a small creak, the door opens. It looks like my suspicions were correct. Hanako is indeed here. She's sitting at the table with an open book in front of her, but pays no heed as she keeps looking out the window. She looks utterly oblivious to my presence. Oblivious, there you go. With her head thoughtfully resting on her hand, she looks calm and collected. It's a shame she can't look like this more often. Smiling a little, I walk up to the table and softly speak to her. Good evening, Hanako. Hanako's head turns a little to see me, and she's still only half there. I put a hand on the table to lower my head up a bit to look at her face. Maya cares about what mood she's in. What's up? She gaps a little, finally acknowledging my presence in the room for the first time. I was blushing really heavily. Her mouth is open just a little, as if paused mid-sentence. Most striking, though, is what she's doing. I'm trying to figure out, why the fuck did you just walk into her fucking room without her saying come in? That's a better question to Sal. Technically, you're raping her. I'm just saying, it's logical. And now you have to do it. She's probably thinking about you. Why are you looking at her face, bro? She's looking directly at me. Her eyes are pinned on my own. From such a close distance that I can almost see my reflection in them. They don't turn away nor move at all. They're obviously still just looking into mine. They're dark and give her an almost analytical air. Even when reading a subject she has no interest in, she would appear to be wrapped in her work. To a casual observer, she absorbs information very well, and even now, I can feel that. I feel like I'm seeing something behind those eyes that I never saw before. I don't know what it is, though. Hanako? Let us move just a little, silently mouthing something. She looks like she's on the verge of saying something, but won't say it. But that's the way Hanako always is, on the verge of saying something, but never quite doing so. As I look intently into her eyes, I realize something. Fucking kiss her. Everyone has their own thoughts. Things that... Why are you thinking this? Go kiss her. Things that they want to say, their own worldview. But I can't work out what Hanako wants to say. And I can't work out what she's thinking. I've never been able to. It's frustrating, and it feels like I don't know her at all, despite all the time we spent together. Hit Sal? What? All in all, I found myself blushing. I've been looking directly into Hanako's eyes for such a short distance with absolutely no regard for her, and she's been looking into mine without shrinking away. I quickly look away while what the fuck is going on? I quickly look away while covering my face with my hand. Hanako does the same, just the same. Another awkward silence reigns. I hate these. At first, I accepted them just being a fact of life around Hanako, but now all I feel like is an information of how little we're able to communicate. Some anger makes its way to the complex mixture of emotions I'm experiencing right now. I want to bridge the gap between us. God damn it, I hate that word. Shouldn't have to tiptoe around each other like this. I see if I can argue myself out of what I'm going to do, but scarring isn't as bad as Hanako's. But I can't possibly compare my life to hers. But I want to show her that she's not alone. What? Doing this such a blunt manner might be the only way to get my point across. What the fuck is going on? Hanako, he's going to show her Hanako, I want to show you something. I take a deep breath and prepare myself. This could backfire badly, but I feel as if we've come close enough to be okay with this. I'm not going to strip naked or anything weird. I'm just going to take off my shirt. Hanako's eyes grow to the size of saucers. Her face is a amusing mixture of curiosity and nervousness as she stands. It helps hit the edge of my own nervousness at doing this in front of another person. Slowly, with my entire body feeling tense, I unknot my tie and begin to loose the first of my buttons. I'm trying to mentally block out Hanako to make this easier, but it's not really working. As I work my way down, I expect to hear some sort of protest for her. She seems silent, though, which just makes this feel even stranger. With that, the last of my shirt unbuttoned, I take a breath and look at her. Hanako's gaze is fixed on my scarring. As suspected, and once I nod to say it's okay, she steps forward and tentatively places her hand on the vertical line running down my chest. Wow. Okay, we're doing that. Alright. The scar on her hand, a pattern of damaged skin across its surface, contrasts with the single uniform line that makes up mine. Her hand isn't trembling at all, unlike what I predicted. This is the scar from the surgery that followed my heart attack. The surgeons had to cut open my chest to operate on my heart. I never knew. Hanako's words are calmer and softer than usual. The soft feeling of her fingers moving from my scar to my breast makes me hesitate a little before continuing on. You're the first person to see this since I left the hospital. This motherfucker's smirking. But why are you showing me this? I wanted to prove myself that I could do this, that I could accept my past and move on. I wanted to show that to you as well. She nods. From her reaction, she seems to know how difficult this is for me. More than anything, the scar represents a visible reminder of my condition. A reminder that I'm not normal anymore. That's something that, until now, I had tried my hardest to ignore. As minutes tick by, Hanako's gaze lingers. Her eyes look less focused on my scar than before. The situation feels a bit different than it previously did, and it makes me feel slightly uncomfortable. Her hand retreats, and I draw my shirt closed and begin to button it up. Her blushing face suddenly returns to its typical sense and timid state as she looks away. The room is completely silent as I fix my shirt and tie, feeling put off after such an unexpectedly intimate moment. So, I guess you're not the only one that's scarred. Hanako smiles a little at the joke, thankfully lightening the atmosphere a bit. Thank you, Asao. I think I understand. I give a long sigh of relief. I really didn't know how she'd take it, but I'm glad everything seems to have worked out as I hoped. Hanako smilingly proves that further. I'm finding the path I want to follow now, and what Hanako needs to do is find her own. It's something I can't help her with, and it's something that she needs to overcome her past in order to do. Hanako checks her watch, and it's getting late by now. Is Sal, yeah, I better get going. I'd be thankful for some sleep. It's been a long day after all. Good night, Hanako. Good night. And make my way out of her room and into the hallway, remaining silent as I do so. I think both of us have gone through enough through a few emotions today. What the hell? I mean, that was interesting. I'll put it like that, for lack of better words.